because we're all former backers and stuff like this. We've been here for a while and stuff. If you could bring back one thing that was in the game but was removed or stopped for some reason, what would it be?
So this is before my time, but I've seen videos of it that there's like these little drones that used to like repair your ship, and that seems so cool.
Yeah.
Those will come back from Cryastro
Those will
Station.
come back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
And so this is one of the many refuel, repair, and rearm stations that will be in the SE Alpha 2.0.
Landing complete.
And here come the drones.
So I've been working on the first pass of the repair systems that we have in place. You may have seen the little gyroscopic robot guys that kind of pop out and come along and fix up your ship. So it's very much important to us that we get a first pass of these guys into you.
Simon's little drones will come out as well, and they'll repair AI ships just the same as they would a player ship. So it really is sort of a fully functioning little diorama of what the game will eventually become.
Let's get you filled up. Stand by. Restocking ammunition. The team at Cryastro thanks you. Hope to see you soon.
So the mechanic for doing the repairing, refueling, rearming is via its drones. So it has 4 drones that are sort of contained within the body of the ship, and then it can launch them out. These drones can do all 3 actions, but they can only do one at a time before they have to go back to the mothership to change function to take on new supplies. The drones themselves do the repair, much like we have in the PU at the moment with the little drones on the Cryastro stations where you land and they come out and repair you. It's very similar style to that.
Cryastro station has been removed as all services can now take place at rest stops and stations.
What about non-combat AI? What are our plans for seeing ships flying along trade routes, maybe even responding to service beacon requests themselves?
All right, so the estimation for that is somewhere around 3.5, 3.6 of actually having like AI traders in the game. And we're also working on some groundwork for the AI actually travel the verse. So that means QT linking, having landing and takeoff in hangars and all these shenanigans.
One such detail that is being worked on currently is the presence of AI-controlled non-combat ships taking off and landing at the city's interstellar transit hubs.
At the moment, for 3.3, I am working on enabling civilian AI ships to appear over Lorville, then make their way down to the city, touch down, stick around for a bit, take off again, make their way back to orbit, and then quantum travel somewhere else. Once the Starfarer has reached this placeholder landing pad, it will switch over to the takeoff and landing system, which is powered by the IFCS. It will then touch down, stick around for a few seconds, though this is still placeholder. In the final version, they will stick around for longer. The IFCS lets it take off again, and then it switches back to the pre-placed spline, the path which will take it back to orbit.
Launch sequence complete.
Disabled ship AI over Area 18 to test performance gains.
Will we see a return of AI traffic landing at landing zones?
Well, yes, of course. I don't actually remember why.
Part of it was related to the physics rework that was necessary, because they needed a smarter way to simulate them without killing everybody's physics.
Yep. When
you just dump that many ships in.
All right, so now we can either request or cancel a landing we wanted to, but we're going to request a landing from the Levski control tower. The Eslen Macken is the character here.
Landing pad assigned.
Okay, so he's assigned a landing pad for us. and if you take too long, then the screen will fade to black and you'll be there in the airlock, just so no one can sort of sit on the landing pad forever and prevent other airlocks from landing. All right, so let's head down.
So for the people that remember pre 3.0, we actually had on the 3D radar, when you went into landing mode, you had sort of an assisted landing. That's something we're going to be looking to bring back. It was simply when the conversion to Item 2.0 happened and all the cockpits got changed from their old UI system to render to texture. That was just something that just didn't fit on the schedule at the time. So that's hopefully going to come back.
Mine is Tessa Bannister. Bring her back.
Tessa Bannister.
We all love and miss her.
Hey, got something for you. Not to sound mysterious or anything, but I'm picking up some.
To those who find this, know that my journey has ended. It was finding my way here that made the path worth taking. I am glad that I can be part of your story too.
Yeah, it was actually pretty hard ripping her out. Actually, like she's our first mission giver, and yeah, but I mean, yeah, she's coming back.
The one hurdle that we have to address is the fact of like, well, what do we do with those original lines? Do we re-record them? Do we have the actress lip sync to the lines?
Yeah, so the mission team continues to work on modular mission design and has refocused efforts on the scramble race or death race missions that we saw early tests of in previous updates.
Y'all gonna be racing in a scramble. Get set, go! First one to collect enough checkpoints wins. Outside of that, do whatever the hell you want.
And I see that the scramble race is that perfect ecosystem for many other, kind of careers. Being a TV reporter covering this thing, being a medic that's kind of hovering around, being a scavenger that's coming to pick up the, remains, or, a repairman that comes in, flies in, like, a pit stop kind of thing. They're aimed towards the future. It's a tier 0,
Temporarily removed scramble races.
Hover mode. I really enjoyed it. I don't know why we moved.
Yeah,
this.
but you're where Joy goes to die. So
if it was for me, I would still have hover mode.
Like we have ships like the Reclaimer, the Terrapin that have specific VTOL thrusters. For instance, the Aegis Reclaimer has a very sophisticated landing and VTOL system,
featuring 4 powerful rotating thrusters with VTOL capabilities.
With its dedicated rotating VTOL engines.
The Idris is actually also an example of this. It's so heavy and its accelerations are so low that it cannot hold itself up if it's not in VTOL mode, literally at all. It will fall. So the need became apparent to what if we actually have VTOL on a different control so that you can go into VTOL mode when you're entering atmosphere, not necessarily landing mode.
With some of the VTOL and hover changes that we're going to bring in for 3.6, landings it'll be cooler and better, and we'll also be able to get that sort of what you normally see in movies or helicopter gunship kind of things where you can sort of be hovering and like doing this.
Hover mode, an evolution to VTOL flight that looks to change the way ships perform at their slowest speeds while flying through atmosphere.
So you can no longer hover at any angle. You have to hover level, which will make this a lot more believable to look at and feel a lot more realistic.
Important feature coming to the game is the hover mode, and I really look forward to that.
Really showcases what atmospheric flight can be, and it has this effect of making the low speed atmospheric flight super believable and interesting. So in 3.6 we introduced hover mode. So I'm going to jump into the game and show you what we have been working on as an improvement to this. So the goal with this is obviously to try and make the handling of the ship feel a little bit more believable and softer and not as this jerky kind of mess all over the place.
Proximity assist will now replace hover mode for near-surface control.
I'd like to think the problem was not the core mode itself, but rather the lack of appropriate UI and flight assists. It was simply too early to be released, but you couldn't have judged it without playing it.
And that's where the VTOL ship's going to come in, where they can transform
and flying VTOL and hover, and that's where they'll have the advantage. But we need to add control surfaces first and work out how we do all the controls.
Right. Didn't we do some version of this before with the adding the
old hover mode?
Yeah. All right.
Mag
Okay.
boots as they were not really versatile enough for what we wanted to do. Whereas this new system we've got is called Align to Surface.
So you can switch AR on. You'll be able to use Moby Glass and Later Burn, so that's how you can sort of know who the various people are. These are all our various sort of demo accounts for this. Again, you'll be able to put your AR on, see the different items, transact and buy through your Moby Glass.
I love the new radar as well. It's 22.6.
Oh, but killed
taken
while
out.
reloading.
That
That
heal
is
did her no good.
That is never any good.
Hey, Vinny, you find him first. Do me a favor. Teach him a lesson.
Oh, with pleasure. Hi, Jared.
Hey, Vince. Want to know what I think of you?
And that's what I think of you.
Did you get him?
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
You know, like another thing you could do or a puzzle is the satellite shut down, but if we maybe get our multi-tool out and perhaps cut away those restraints there.
Actually, there used to be a mission that used the cutter on the multi-tool, and we removed it, didn't we?
Yeah, we had it in the downed relay. You had to cut the emergency thing open. But we found that at the time, not many people were carrying a multi-tool because there wasn't much. Because that was the only thing in the game you could do with the multi-tool.
Restricted Areas V2, where we've finally done away with the last remnants of the ugly red areas and implemented a new spline-based landing system that will help guide pilots to their correct destination and away from places they shouldn't be going. If you could bring back one thing that was in the game, what would it be?
The fish tank.
And then here is the fish tank that we promised for 20 million with the Midas fish in and another little alien fish in there.
Star Citizen will allow you to add more fish to your tank by exploring distant planets and collecting new species.
The crab's got a little house.
Oh, the crab's got the grotto. That's in there. Yeah, yeah.
Runs in there and hides.
So there's a few things in there for them to see. There'll be the Avenger, the Cutlass, and then anything that you might be able to interact with.
Just a little thing. We're calling it the firing range.
The firing range.
So basically, you'll be able to plop a weapon down on it and test it out.
Be able to shoot stuff.
Yep. A few targets there in the hangar that you can blast away at.
If you have the Oculus Rift, you'll be able to check it out, walk around, see what's going on.
What else am I missing on that?
No, yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, one thing in particular about our game is everything, all the textures, the models, everything is so high definition.
And if you're a subscriber, this week you'll get your monthly subscriber flare. This month is going to be a very cool jukebox for your hangar, and you'll be able to load up your MP3s into it and play your own music.
And that should be in every subscriber's hangar tomorrow.
Hangar module is currently disabled.
We're building the game like in a matter of components. Like you start with the hangar module, then you go to the dogfighting, which you enter from the hangar module, and then maybe planet side you might have a door that opens up and you get a visit with your friends like in a bar kind of thing. So it's all going to be done kind of tinker toy together off the hangar module. Hangar being first thing until we get to Squadron 42 and the rest, which will be the bigger releases.